But let's take you back now to Sun City, where we are continuing celebrating spring as well as Tourism Month. It is day 2 of the Tourism Business Council's Leadership Conference at the famous resort. And as you know, the theme for this year is Tourism, the Engine of Growth. Now, this sector plays a crucial role in the whole economy of this country, and it really does provide much needed employment. And that's what we'll be highlighting, the importance of tourism to the country's economy. We do have our Gareth Edwards, who's out in Sun City. And Gareth, I believe that you will be talking to some SMMEs as well on how they are viewing the entire conference, as well as what they will be benefiting from a gathering such as this.
Yeah, absolutely. Morning, everyone. Welcome back to what is now the Cascades, is where we find ourselves now. We were at the Gary Player Golf Course a little earlier. We were talking to the MD of MSC Cruises, Ross Folk. He was giving us a sense what his expectations were coming into the conference, which is wrapping up today, and what he's hoping to hear over the next 365 days as far as the next annual plans are concerned for them, for a cruise line. Very important for them is the growth of the Durban port. It is the growth of the Durban routes. Remembering as well that when it comes to holidays and tourism, cruise lines are one of those holidays where you pay a set amount and you know exactly what you are getting. There aren't hidden costs as far as maybe staying at a hotel or traveling around the country. You might not know the costs that are involved. So that was Ross Folk with us a little bit earlier. And absolutely right. So it's all good and well to hear from the GM of Sun City. It's all good and well to hear from the Minister of Tourism, Patricia de Lille. It's always good to hear from Ross Folk from MSC. But those are large corporates. That's government. In the end, we need to try and understand if any of this is making a difference at all to those who live this reality every day. They're running their own businesses. They've got their own ideas, their own plans. Because when you talk to the massive corporations, they've been around for a very long time. They're established. So let's get a sense in if we could. It's wonderful. We've got a great setting here at the Cascades Pool. 3 lovely ladies joining me this morning. Some tea, some biscuits. We'll talk about the biscuits a bit later. Tell me you wish you were here for that. Closest to me, joining us by the pool, is Asanda Dlamini, Umushi Wenkosazane Resorts. In the middle of us, Kiasha Bula from African Link. And on the far side, with the biscuits, of course, the lady with the biscuits, Logain Mokhelia, baked by Logain. We're going to talk about this in a minute. First of all, good morning to all of you. Thank you very, very much for coming through. I'm sorry if it's a little bit noisy with the fountain. It looks pretty. Welcome to TV. So I'm sorry it's a bit loud. Asanda, I want to start with you. Just before we talk about the conference and concerns you have or what's working for you in your business, what is your business?
Okay, basically, Umushi Wenkosazane is a resort in Eswatini, which offers accommodation, and we have activities as well, such as quad biking. We sometimes, okay, maybe not sometimes, we also host conferences as well, but for smaller groups, of course.
And I'm going to come back and talk about those smaller groups and how easy it is or difficult it is to run that business. Kiasha, morning. Hope you can hear me all the way over there.
Yes, I can.
Tell me about African Link. What is it? What do you do?
So African Link is a consulting business. We are a destination management company bringing in international tourists into South Africa. But I also consult in the digital space in terms of selling South Africa on a dynamic platform.
Logain, we're going to talk biscuits. I don't want to call you the biscuit lady, but you were very kind to provide them this morning. We'll get to that in a second. There's also some tea for everyone, so please enjoy as well. Just tell me about your business quickly.
Good morning, Gareth. So I'm a home baker. My business operates literally from my kitchen. I do novelty cakes. I now just ventured into doing also biscuits. I've been trying to get distribution in supermarkets, and now I would like to get my piece of the pie in the tourism industry.
Are you based up here in the Northwest?
I'm actually from the Vaal.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it difficult to get into those markets there with your business in the Vaal?
It is. It is. I think the most challenging part about it is that most people are trying to save on costs, so they will be removing, from the rooms, the biscuits, those biscottis next to the coffee, but I want to bring it back.
Kiasha, I love the fact that you You are a destination, how did you phrase it?
Destination management company.
Destination management company. All right, so international segment is roughly where you're playing, digital space as well. So since COVID, last year's conference, everyone was talking about COVID recovery. Internationally, do you think we're beyond the recovery, we're back into growth, or do you think we're still struggling on the international side?
I think we're still struggling, like mentioned at the conference. I mean, the whole dynamics of tourism has changed. Where we've seen major flow coming from the US, now we're seeing it from the UK. The dynamics have changed in terms of destinations coming into South Africa, but the program is still the same in South Africa, coming into Johannesburg, coming into Cape Town, going through the Garden Route. So our destinations are still selling, but we cater to a different market, and we have to cater to different needs.
I'm going to ask you about what those needs are when we come back to this, because I want to get a sense that how does someone like you take what Kiasha does and turn it into a profitable business for you? Because I imagine that kind of research, those sort of tourists are exactly who you're going for. Is that who you're getting, or where are you targeting yourself?
Basically, I think for now, it's just domestic tourism. But we would appreciate international tourists as well.
I'm sure.
Definitely, because
they bring the dollars and the pounds.
Of course.
So what do you offer them if they were to come all the way here? Because you're in a very competitive market, aren't you? And where are you based, first of all?
We're based in Forbesdrift, that's in Hawane, Eswatini, before you reach Maloloja.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many people are coming out that side? Is it a hotspot for tourism?
It is, but mainly international tourists only go there for culture, so they only visit the cultural villages as well. And then, but for us, we would want to have the international tourists, and then maybe who would come and for a holiday in Eswatini and maybe stay with us, and then do the quad biking, do hiking as well.
The adventure type.
Yes,
okay.
the adventure type, yes.
Yeah, okay, and I'm going to ask Kiasha about that sort of target market, how you target certain individuals to go to certain places, new experiences, but I'll come to you in a moment. So help me understand, Logate, why are you at the Tourism Business Council? Don't get me wrong, loving the biscuits, lovely business you've got. Why are you here?
For exposure.
Okay.
Also, I didn't mention earlier, I'm chairing the board for Sharpeville Tourism Association.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm also representing them. I'm here to learn, Gareth. I'm here to network. I'm here to, like I said, grab my piece of the pie, you know. There is something that us home bakers, we tend to think our businesses are too small, we tend to undervalue ourselves, but I have a superior product and everybody needs to know about it.
Why do small businesses think of themselves as the underdogs? I'm trying to think of the turn of phrase. You're not a small business, you're just self-made. There's a difference, isn't it? Why is that so important? Because there is that perception, not even from the outside. People with small businesses think like a small business. How do you change that?
First of all, maybe we need to stop using the term, the word small.
Yeah.
We need to
stop using it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need to stop saying small. We need to start thinking of ourselves as, you know, delegates. We need to start thinking of ourselves as the powerhouses. As much as it's just me, but I'm a powerhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the marketing manager of my business. I'm the consultant. I'm the head baker. I'm the director. I'm everything. So just stop using small.
Yeah, stop using the word small. I like how you say that you want a piece of the pie. It's a piece of the pie that you've actually made as the head baker. So you deserve that piece of the pie as well.
Deserve it.
Kiasha, so why are you here at the conference? Not just from what you're bringing. What are you hoping to take away from this? Because there's so many discussions going on. You even had the Minister of Tourism here. Was it a bit overwhelming? Is everyone saying the same thing? Or did something stand out for you that when you leave here today, you go, okay, that's the one thing I need to do?
Yeah, I think in terms of taking away the discussion, everyone's opinions on it, it broadens my knowledge and my foresight into how I go forward. But I also think just in terms of taking away the learning from it is extremely important to me.
I want to ask about problems, but I don't want to use the word problems. There are concerns in the tourism sector. There's lots of opportunities, clearly. one of those that has come up time and time again between myself and Sally Burdett, who was doing her show from here, is the blackouts. It's the load shedding. I'm not sure who wants to start on this. I imagine for a bakery, this is an issue, but I'll come to you now because I can see you nodding very, very quickly there in the distance. Logay. Asanda, your business, blackouts, load shedding, does it affect you? Give me a sense of how, if at all, it bothers you when it comes to load shedding.
Okay, maybe it does bother, but then I think in Eswatini we don't have much of load shedding yet, so we're good.
And do people who come to the resort, do they complain about load shedding because maybe they've been somewhere else? Is it something that they talk about?
Okay, we've had guests from this side, South Africa, and then they're like, oh, you guys don't have load shedding. That's nice. So I think maybe for anything they appreciate it, not complain about it.
So I imagine load shedding is quite a foreign concept to you.
Okay, we do have electricity blackouts from time to time, maybe due to weather and stuff, but not most time.
Not most of the time. That must be nice from Eswatini not to have to worry about power. You were nodding your head so much, so go on. Tell me about the load shedding and the blackouts, because you're a bakery. That's got to be devastating for you.
Gareth, load shedding means no business for me. Should there be no lights, I can't do anything. I can't bake.
Yeah.
I can't mix the cream. I can't do anything. So it means a lot for like what the minister said, that they are going to look at load shedding is going to get better. It means a lot to me for it to actually improve.
I'm not asking necessarily for details of finances, but have you had to put extra money in for generators or solar? How are you getting around it?
The thing is, I use an industrial oven and I need electricity. I cannot use solar. It doesn't work with solar. The generator...
Not going to happen.
No.
So you have to plan your day around the load shedding.
So now what I do is I check my schedule. If I need to work all night, I will put in the hours. I mean, I'm going to gain anyway. So I check the schedule, I prepare ahead, I will bake ahead, and then maybe when the lights are off, I will decorate. And also maybe do admin, you know, when the power is out. That's basically what I do.
Sad it's how we live these days, and that's just from a private perspective, never mind running a business. Kiasha, let me ask you this, because I'm going to go around afterwards to get final thoughts from everyone before we say goodbye. Dealing with international tourists and setting up those destinations for them, how much do international tourists care about blackouts? Do they ask about it, or do they only find out when they get there and they go, oh, where's the power? How do you do that?
So we've seen a lot of the older clients, they've been asking about it because they're well versed with what's happening in the country. The younger ones, we find that it becomes an annoyance. So for us as a destination management company, we need to collaborate with products that can accommodate for load shedding, where they have generators and they have these facilities. Because, I mean, it's our brand also. We need to outlay an itinerary from the time the client comes into the country on first world standards. So collaboration is very important to have these key components, even if the cost of the itinerary goes up. I mean, that's something that we need to take into mind, because whether we're going through load shedding or not, South Africa needs to outlay first world country standards.
Because that's what the expectation is.
We need to work around this.
Yep. Very quickly, I'm going to give 10 seconds to each of you. As I say goodbye, Asanda, I want to start with you. People watching, where do they find you? Websites, socials, hit me with it.
Okay, we can find us social media pages. We have a Facebook page at Umushu and Nkosazane Resorts and an Instagram page. But yes, I think, and Twitter as well. Sorry. So it's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
I think it's called X now these days. I think
yes, it's called X. Yes.
Kiasha, very quickly.
So I'm on African Link, www.africanlink.co.za. I'm also on Trips and Stay, the GSA South African Country Manager of Trips and Stay. So that's www.tripsandstay.com. Thank you.
Lovely. That's where they can find you. Again, I mean, I wish people could smell the biscuits. They can't. Where are we sending people? Very quickly.
I'm on all social media handles at Baked by Logay. It's Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
All the socials, all the places.
All the places.
Thank you very much, everyone, coming in for making time for us this morning. We're going to grab some of the biscuits as well. I don't know what I'm grabbing. I'm grabbing a biscuit of some kind. Lean forward, grab a biscuit if you want to. Tommy, I'm going to come back to you now. We're going to steal some breakfast, some tea as well. That's it for this hour as far as the Tourism Business Council of SA is concerned. Lovely stories. You hear the concerns. Hopefully there's some solutions going forward. Tommy, let's come back to you. Yeah.
I must say, Gareth, as you take a bite into that biscuit, I saw you taking one biscuit, and I thought you'd take one for me as well in absentia and eat it on my behalf.
Oh, I can put this away.
There we go. That's yours.
Thank you. Well, bring it. I know you're coming back to Joburg later. Do bring it for me. What I find quite encouraging, Gareth, is the young blood, the next generation of individuals who are actually participating in the entire tourism industry. It's really, really encouraging to see them out there at the tourism conference taking place in Sun City.